Hi, I'm Megan. Welcome to today's live reading of Huff, Puff, Grind, The Three Little Pigs Get Smart by Lois Wickstrom. Join me. Once there were three dwarf pigs named Stella, Hal, and Brad. They studied architecture in school and learned how to build wolf-proof houses. One day, their mother said it was time for them to put their learning into practice. She didn't like the pesky wolf who was always lurking around. She was worried he might eat them. Stella, Hal, and Brad went to the studio at their school and drew up plans to build homes that were strong enough to protect them from the wolf. Stella built her home with sticks and saplings. She positioned the sticks firmly in the ground and wove the saplings in and out to create strong walls. Then she covered the walls with wet dirt to keep out the wind and rain. For windows, she selected pieces of clear rock called mica that breaks into thin window-sized slices. And for her roof, she fastened more sticks across the top. Then she covered them with overlapping leaves. When the dirt dried, her home could withstand wind and rain and snow. Stella was sitting in her rocking chair enjoying her new home when the hungry wolf knocked at her door. Stella saw him through her mica window. "My house is too strong for you," she said. "You'll never get in." "I'm going to eat you and your brothers too," said the hungry wolf. "I am an educated pig," said Stella. "Treat me with respect." Little pig, let me come in," said the wolf, pretending to be polite. "Not by the hair on my chinny chin," said Stella. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the hungry wolf. "I am a master builder," said Stella. "You can huff and puff all you want. My house will stand." "It's just sticks," said the wolf. "This won't take long." The windows shook. The leaves on the roof rattled, but the house stood strong and firm. Stella thought, there must be some good use for all that huffing and puffing. She snuck out the back door and ran to her brother Hal's house to talk with him about her idea. Hal's house was built with hay and covered with clay to make sure it was sturdy and dry. Just as the two pigs settled down for a chat, the hungry wolf knocked at Hal's door. Little pigs, let me come in," called the wolf, pretending to be polite. "Not by the hairs on our chinny chins," said Stella and Hal. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the hungry wolf. "You can huff and puff all you want," said Hal. "I am a master builder and my house will stand." "Your house is just hay," said the wolf. "This won't take long." The wolf took a deep breath and then he puffed a strong puff. The hay roof ruffled, but Hal's house stood strong and firm. Hal said, "There must be some good use for all that huffing and puffing. Let's go ask Brad." While the wolf huffed and puffed at the front door, Stella and Hal snuck out the back door and ran to their brother Brad's house. Brad built his house with bricks. His favorite color was red. The three pigs sat in Brad's living room, congratulating themselves on their wolf-proof houses. The hungry wolf sniffed. Then he called out, little pigs, let me come in." "Not by the hairs on our chinny chins," said Stella, Hal, and Brad. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," roared the hungry wolf. "The three of us are master builders," said the three dwarf pigs. "This house will stand." "Your house is just bricks and mortar," said the wolf. "This won't take long." The wolf gave a mighty huff. Then he puffed, and then he huffed again. The brick house didn't move an inch. It stood strong and firm. "There has to be a good use for all that huffing and puffing," said Brad. "I'm hungry," said Stella. "Do you have some bread?" "No," said Hal. "I'll make soup." He put a kettle in the fireplace and added some wood. Stella lighted the fire. "We'll make bread later," said Brad, "after I grind the flour." That's it, said Stella. We can build a windmill to grind the flour. And on days when the wind doesn't blow, the wolf can huff and puff. The wolf was tired of huffing and puffing on wolf-proof houses. He was hungrier than he'd ever been before. He growled, I'll get you now. I'm coming down your chimney to eat you up. The wolf landed in the hot kettle. Thunk. His fur began to sizzle. Stella slammed the lid over his head. Look, Wolf, said Stella, we all need to eat. You are really good at huffing and puffing. If you'll huff and puff on our windmill, we'll make enough bread to share. The wolf's belly growled. The hot cauldron simmered. He licked his lips, thinking about feasting on fresh homemade bread. He said, you have a deal. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your windmill round. Hal lifted the lid and let the wolf out. The three dwarf pigs and the wolf lived happily ever after. The pigs invited their mother to visit. When she saw their sturdy, well-built homes and how they were good neighbors with the wolf, she was proud of them. The end.